September 28th was a long time ago, but that's when Barnstable beat Everett and took the number one spot in the Boston Globe's top 20. Finally, we get the rematch that we've been waiting for this Saturday at Gillette Stadium. I'm Jason Mastrodonato. This is Anthony Galizia. Welcome to the Huddle as we break down a couple of the best games that we're looking at this weekend. And finally, the Super Bowl is here. We got the number one team versus the number two team, Barnstable and Everett. What's going to happen, Anthony?
I think it's certainly going to be an interesting, high-intensity game. And the last time these two teams faced off, for those who remember, the weather was absolutely terrible.
Rainy.
A lot of funny things happen. Yeah, it's rainy, and for a team like Nick Peabody and Barnstable that like to throw the ball a lot, the conditions weren't ideal. And even the same for Everett, they like to spread the field a bit too. So I think on Saturday with a little bit nicer weather, things could be a little different, and I think Barnstable might have their hands full a little bit.
Yeah, this is a much different Everett team. I mean, I was there last Tuesday to watch a practice, and everyone's talking about Gillette Stadium and how they can't wait to get there, and they're making plans. And I'm like, wait a second, guys, you got to beat Masco. Masco's not an easy team. And then they go out and they just roll over
right
Masco. It's like 42-0 in the third quarter. This is a new Everett team. I mean, you got Kenny Collage back at running back, which gives them an inside presence that really allows Jalen Felix and Jakari Washington to do their things outside. You got Raheem Wingard throwing the ball, which is a lot different than when the last time these two faced off. Nothing against Gilly D'Souza, who did a great job filling in, but Wingard kind of gives them that other option. And he's done a real nice job. So this is just a new Everett team, and I don't think they're going to be able to get beat. In Division I, you got St. John's Prep and Brockton, and this could be a 7-0 game. I mean, there's a very high potential for a real defensive battle. St. John's Prep hasn't allowed a point in like 3-4 weeks. So they shut out Andover, one of the best offenses in eastern Massachusetts, and then they shut out Xaverian the week before on Thanksgiving. Is Brockton going to be able to score on them?
It's going to be tough. I mean, that is really a tough question to answer. And I mean, Brockton, they've got that triple option, really run heavy attack, and I don't know if they're going to run into trouble, against St. John's Prep, because St. John's Prep was really able to defend the pass against Andover, and their secondary is, I think, the strong point of that defense. So maybe a little, the run will maybe help get through St. John's Prep a little easier. It is going to be tough to say, though, because they really have been tough. And, Xaverian's a run-heavy team as well. And St. John's Prep was able to keep them up, and keep them limited.
I got St. John's Prep winning by a field goal. Stephen Camaro, underrated kicker. I want to see him knock one through the uprights and win the game for him.
Yeah, before the game against Andover, he was lining up about 30, 35 yards out and was really getting them through with no issue. So that would be interesting. I think St. John's Prep's going to take it as well. I think 21-12. I think Brockton will be able to get a couple points up, and I think the Prep will end up getting them late in the game.
All right, so we agree on the first two, and the last one we got to touch on Natick and Beverly, and forget about which football is going to be used. Who cares? They got to go out and play on Saturday, and a couple of real high-scoring offenses. I mean, could this game get to 100 points?
I don't think so. But I think Beverly's going to win this one, and I think they're going to win 27-21 over Natick. And I think what's really interesting about Beverly is just the power of their running game. I mean, between Brendan Flaherty, Kenny Pierce, even Dama Beatty gets in there, and they're running behind Mike Dooling, who is a fantastic lineman. And I think that Natick might have a hard time keeping those guys contained.
Yeah, I got Natick 36-34. There's going to be a lot of points in this one. I just can't bet against Troy Flutie. I mean, it's so cliche, and I think after week one we had the Flutie Magic headline, and we might have used it a few more times, and we might have to use it one more time because he keeps pulling it out. I can't bet against that offense. They're really putting a lot of points on the board. So that's what we have. Saturday we'll have you covered in every aspect, and be sure to get Sunday's paper as well. And we'll be back next week to wrap this season up. And thanks for stopping by.